and welcome to Deadheadland Television. This is a Deadheadland TV special report, and I'm your morning dude, Happycat. Good morning. Hey. Oh, the weather report's sweet. Looks like rain. And we're going to have a live stream today. All right. Hey, so the reason I've asked you all to be here, oh, wait a second here. Give me one moment here, because I'm the guy that's doing all the special effects and everything, and you might just be wondering where you are watching from. Deadheadland TV. And that's me. Ow. Anyways, the reason we're having this special report this morning is last night, if you watched it, the Rex Foundation did this absolutely amazing show. I participate as a volunteer most every year with the Rex Foundation for their benefit show, usually at the Fillmore Auditorium around this time of year. But they couldn't do it this year because of the reasons that we're not doing live concerts or big concerts, or you all know what's going on. Anyways, they did a great virtual show last night with amazing performances, including Bob Weir and Wolf Brothers, and a really special set from my good friend Lebo and the Arrows of Neon, which featured Reed Mathis and Jay Lane and Mookie Siegel. And anyways, I wanted you all to see this show, but I can't play it for you. But there is a replay today on the Rex Foundation website, rexbenefit.org, and you can watch a replay today and you can watch a replay tomorrow, all for making a small or not so small donation to the Rex Foundation. Anyways, about a month ago, I had this fantastic conversation with Cameron Sears, who is currently the head of the Rex Foundation, and I don't know what's his title, boss. He's the big boss man of the Rex Foundation. And Cameron Sears has a long history with the Grateful Dead family. Anyways, rather than me talk about that, I did this interview with Cameron, and I am remiss in my apologies to Cameron and to Dennis McNally that set up the interview. I didn't publish it because I had so much going on here at Deadheadland. I got a little bit behind on the times. And so, anyways, I wanted to play that interview with you, and so I'm going to, or that interview with Cameron for you, because there was so much good information in there about the Rex Foundation and about what they're about, their history, and what the money actually does. And sometimes at the big events, you get up there and they say a bunch of stuff, but you're at a concert and you don't always hear it. What was nice was to sit down with Cameron and actually hear the details of what Rex is doing. And it's awesome and inspiring, and he's just a really sweet man. Nice to chat with him. We talked about a month ago, and so when we spoke, he could not even tell me who was scheduled to play at the benefit that happened last night. Clearly, I was supposed to publish this interview before last night, but the good thing is you can still watch the show from last night. You can watch it again today, and you can watch it again tomorrow on rexbenefit.org. Anyways, here's information about the show, and hold on just a moment. I'll cue up the interview and show you my interview with Cameron Sears.
So our fundraising initiatives are through live events.
Right now, gonna start the. Well, very good. Okay, so welcome, and we're talking here with Cameron Sears from the Rex Foundation, and I'm just actually really curious, what's going on with the Rex Foundation, and how has the COVID situation impacted you?
Well, you know, it's kind of remarkable what we've been able to do under the current climate. You know, a lot of our fundraising initiatives are through live events, essentially. And we've had to cancel all of those, you know, unfortunately. But, you know, we started, you know, I engaged a team from a company called Level, Tori Pittarelli and Hillary Gleason, to help me redefine Rex in the digital landscape. I needed some expertise in that regard, and they've done a tremendous job for us in expanding our footprint out beyond our normal confines. And when when I initially brought them on, the plan was to kind of work on our Instagram feed, our email list, our, the normal run-of-the-mill kind of digital strategies. And then when the virus hit, or pandemic, we had to do a hard pivot, basically going, okay, wait a minute. That's all well and good doing that stuff, but we really need to kind of work our fundraising initiatives into this big time. So that led to the creation of the Days Between event, which was a tremendous effort on everyone's part. Happened in a very short window. We put it all together in about, I'd say, 3.5 weeks prior to the actual live stream starting it. And we brought in close to 80 artists, 9 nights of programming, interviews with friends of Rex and artists, as well as grantees. The music was spectacular, obviously, because a lot of it was just the inspiration behind the love of Jerry and Grateful Dead and what he had achieved in his lifetime. And to see all the old friends that we've had with us for many, many years and artists, coupled with a whole new slew of talented artists and new friends, was really remarkable. And we were able to raise close to $150,000 through that initiative. A chunk of that went to the artists for their performances, and the balance went to the foundation for grants. And we also had created another initiative with Sweet Relief, which I'll talk about in a minute. So, that move, part of what we were trying to do in the digital space was broaden our footprint. And there's no better way to do that than with probably the first live event that went over the course of 9 nights.
Oh, right.
Nobody had really done something that bold before. And it was really gratifying to see the comments coming through, the love of the music, the strength of the community, the breadth of the artistry that came to bear on all of this. I mean, it was one of those things that it just was validating on so many levels, so we feel really good about that. So coincidental with that, we did a couple of other things that are worth mentioning. We created a video with Little Kids Rock, which was a previous grantee of ours. Actually, we gave them one of their first grants when they were first getting started in San Francisco. David Wish, who's the head of it, was a school teacher and was trying to broaden the ability of disadvantaged youth to have access to musical education. He started in the Bay Area. We gave him one of his first grants, maybe his first grant, and he's now expanded greatly. It's a nationwide thing because, again, the internet, when we gave him his grant, I want to say it was in the early 2000s, and now the internet is kind of de rigueur in the classroom. Lots of people have access to it. So you can create programming for a specific audience, but it can be replicated on a wide platform. So it's been really a great thing. So we did Touch of Grey with some known artists, Billy Strings, the kids in the band Los Lobos. We just had a bunch of, Don Was contributed, Jay Lane, Jeff Commenti, names that are known to people, other folks, with kids from the program. I don't know if you've had a chance to see the video, but it came out very well. So we're very pleased with that, and we're happy to support, music in schools, especially for kids that don't have access to it on a regular basis. We think that's a very important initiative to maintain.
Right. Now, that's one of the things that Rex does a lot is I mean, in terms of the grants that it gives, music and music education is something I've noticed that Rex does tend to favor.
Yeah, that's definitely in our wheelhouse. We like to support the arts. one of the beauties of the Rex Foundation is that we have a very wide blast, if you will, in terms of who will fund. I mean, we're really not limited in any way. We just don't really, even in this climate, we don't fund political campaigns or things of that sort. We can't give money directly to certain individual initiatives and things like that. But basically, if it's community oriented, environmentally oriented, educationally oriented, working with indigenous cultures, helping people in need of all in any circumstance, we're all about that. And our model is really focusing on organizations that have annual budgets of less than $1 million. And if you have less than $250,000, that's even better, because we kind of see opportunities in what I call venture philanthropy, and helping people that are just getting started, where $5,000 or $10,000 could be a game changer for them. And you also recognize that the majority of that money, if not all of it, is going to go into the program itself and have a direct result. It's not going to be absorbed by overhead or things of that nature. The people that are working on that level tend to be extremely passionate about what it is that they're supporting, and are going to do everything possible to use that money in the most efficient way they can to get the greatest result that they can achieve. So we found that time and time again, and it's gratifying. We don't do it with the intent that these guys are going to stay around for 50 years, but if they do, even better.
That you made an investment to help them grow. And
yeah.
So you're looking at not so much for a specific project, so much as an organization that's work is a little bit broader. I'm taking it, or?
Well, we're looking for people who might not garner the attention of other more traditional funding sources, that are closer to the ground, that are really in the trenches, making change, positive social change happen at a very localized level. We do support broader initiatives, of course, but little things can make huge differences in people's lives. I mean, recently, we have a friend who kind of travels the world, and he hipped us to the possibility that if we gave, I think it was $7,500 to these people in Kenya, they could build and stock a library for people.
Wow.
That's great. So then he came back to us again, as he moves around the globe. He found a place in Guatemala that was helping women who had been sexually trafficked, young women, and they used music therapy as one of their tools to help these women overcome the experience. And unfortunately, they had a beautiful marimba that got stolen or taken or something. We bought them a new marimba.
That's awesome.
And that was fabulous. More recently, we just made a grant to an individual who's buying, a hectare of land in Togo to create an organic, permaculture situation with, they're going to be able to build, not only purchase the land, but build a center for people to understand what permaculture is and help farmers understand how to take better care of the land right there for $5,000.
Wow. So literally
it's
small acts of kindness, but that are having huge impact.
Yeah. So that's on one extreme. And then we, there's more traditional things that we'll do with established people too. But, it's just gratifying that we have that latitude, to find, through our circle of friends and board of directors, we find these things that, it's like, how could you say no to that? It's
right.
And that's been the way Rex has operated since the inception. Rex was started largely because the band was getting inundated with benefit requests. Their first show, ironically, as the Grateful Dead, was a benefit for the meme troupe here in San Francisco. Benefits have been a cornerstone of their priorities from the inception. And the goal was to, rather than be reactive to all the requests coming in, why not be proactive and get a pool of money established where a circle of deciders can decide how it goes out, as opposed to picking up the phone and saying, oh, we need help right now. And, you know, oh God, we got to help that. And then we do this. You know, it's just a little bit more proactive on our part to respond to things that we felt were important. So
That makes sense.
And since we have a broad circle of deciders and people have varying interests, we're able to touch different things all the time. You know, everybody has their niche. Some people might be more environmentally oriented. Some people may be more arts oriented. Some people may be, you know, more, you know, health needs oriented in the Tenderloin, or whatever the case may be. You know, everyone has their little niche, and we're able to touch on all those things as our grant giving progresses.
Right. Now, I know, just to backtrack a little bit, and for people who might be listening that aren't aware, Rex Foundation was started as an outgrowth of the Grateful Dead, like you said, as a way for them to channel all the requests for benefits and charitable things. Is it still underneath the Grateful Dead? Is the Rex completely separate?
Yeah, I mean, Bobby and Mickey are still on the board, you know,
Okay.
and active when time allows. A lot of the board members, you know, Trixie Garcia's on our board, MG's on our board. Freddie Hahn, who worked with us doing setup for, you know, some of the Mardi Gras New Year's extravaganzas, is on the board. All of the board members have some community angle with Grateful Dead. They're all fans, put it that way. They're all intimately aware of the history. Some of them have been going to shows since the band started, obviously, and to present day. We've got new fans too. I mean, Brad Serling at Nugsnet is on our board. Matt Butler's on our board.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we've got a very eclectic and engaged board, which I'm very, you know, grateful for, obviously, no pun intended. And
Yeah.
of course, I worked for the band since the late 80s, starting in 87, you know, all the way up through to about 2006 or 8 or something. I can't quite remember. So, you know, I actually met the band when I asked them. I was working to protect a river here in California, the Tuolumne River, and I was a river guide at the time and an environmental activist, and wrote them to support our cause, and got to know Danny Rifkin and John McIntyre, and, you know, became friends with everybody. They gave us, I think I was the 30th Rex grant that came through, you know, in the first couple years of Rex. It was 84, 85. And we protected the river, and I continued doing river trips with them because they were my pals at that point. And then, you know, lo and behold, they said, why don't you come and work for me? So that's that. I have a strong connection to Rex through my activist work and as a fan too, because I was definitely a fan of the music beforehand.
Right. And so I mean, certainly that's where I became aware of Rex myself, is as a Deadhead, you know, kind of a more the latter day Deadheads. I got into the band in the 80s, and then just, oh, there's these benefits, the Rex Foundation benefit. What's the Rex Foundation and stuff? So there was always that sense, oh, it's the connection there with the band. But there's still, it's still a huge part of it. It comes from the Grateful Dead family, from the Grateful Dead experience. So
yeah, I mean, we're not, you know, at the beginning, you know, Grateful Dead would, you know, do the benefits and forego, you know, it was a benefit, you know, so that money that would normally have gone to them, they chose to go to this foundation that they started. They're not in that same position now. It's a different relationship, but they're still very supportive of it, and we're working together, and we're having to broaden our fundraising approach so that we can maintain the grant giving that we've been doing.
Right. Now, I know that I've been for several years now. I always volunteer for the event in December, usually at the Fillmore, the Rex Foundation benefit, and that there's been a eclectic mix of Bay Area musicians there. It's different artists every year, and it's always a fan. I volunteer to support and be part of it, and then I always get treated to a really fantastic show, as does everybody else that comes. And I'm going to imagine that we're not doing that this year.
Well, the live show will not take place for all the obvious reasons, unfortunately. But we are going to be putting together a virtual show for December 12th, and I'm going to wait to announce all the pieces of it. But there's going to be some very interesting elements, and I will say that we're going to be celebrating Working Man's Dead as part of it. We will have a robust auction, as we always have.
Mm-hmm.
We will also be utilizing, kind of state-of-the-art technology to try and enhance the overall experience and make it, as engaging as a live stream can be. So I'm excited about some of the things that we're working on, and we'll probably be able to make an announcement in the next couple of weeks, I think.
Okay, very good. But we'll hold that date, December 12th.
Yeah, December 12th. That's right.
It's an event I look forward to every year, and I always encourage everybody I know to participate in if they can. It's always been such a special event, and and also kind of a coming together. I'm aware of like the connection. I feel honored to be there amongst so many people who are longtime members of in one way or another related to the Grateful Dead and the community.
Right.
So it's
that's right.
It's always such a great reunion.
it's a great night. I mean, it's kind of the cap of our year, really. And not only are we raising money, but we're having a hell of a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
The music is always fantastic, as you point out. And I try to put things together musically that are kind of a little eclectic, but always kind of veer back into the Grateful Dead zone, but try and expose some different things, different players, different combinations. We've had a lot of fun with it. And, I think people have it on their calendar now. When that one ends, they've got it bookmarked for the next year already. So it's proving to be a really great tradition.
Indeed. Well, I look forward to seeing what you do with it this year. You had also mentioned some involvement with Rex and Sweet Relief.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you for mentioning that again. So Sweet Relief is an organization that we've supported throughout the years. I've had some direct involvement with them when there was musicians that I worked with that were in difficult times and needed help financially with either medical bills or just life bills. And Sweet Relief, is a fabulous organization set up by Victoria Williams to help musicians primarily that are in need. And a lot of older musicians past their touring prime and heyday, believe it or not, may not have the royalty income or other means to support themselves in a dire medical situation. And as we know, lots of families, not just musicians, are affected by an inability to pay medical bills that are just insurmountable. And Sweet Relief was set up to try and help those people. So through my relationships with them, Eric Steinberg, who's kind of the director of development, I said, hey, Eric, what do you think about maybe setting up a fund that we could help crew members that have been impacted by this with living expenses? And it's small stipends. We're just trying to help as many people as we can, but every bit helps. And he thought it was a great idea. We named it the Rex Roadie Fund, not just because of the Rex Foundation, but of course, Rex Foundation was named after a legendary crew member of Grateful Dead, Rex Jackson. Made total sense to name this in his, memory, in a sense, for helping other crew in a time of need. So, we've reached out to the community at large. We've gotten a great response. We've raised close to $75,000 just for that fund to be able to help crew in need. So, other people are doing things too. That's great. I know Live Nation had set up a fund. Some other people had set up funds. There's no limit to what the need consists of. So every bit helps. So we really, we encourage people to give to the Rex Roadie Fund if you're so inclined. We ask people to give donations to the Rex Foundation if they want to have a broader impact on the issues that we address through our grant making as well. So, hopefully the Rex Roadie Fund will continue beyond the relief that we hopefully will all achieve with regard to the pandemic, here in the near future, and we'll be there to help crew members, in perpetuity, because, the crew are the unsung heroes of the business, really. And without them, the shows really would not happen. And It's a hard life, and it's not something that people do get into to find a way to retire. You know, it's they do it out of a passion and a love. Many of them were aspiring musicians themselves. They work long, hard hours, as we all know.
Yeah.
Longer than people might realize. But by the time you put the travel in and get on the bus and go from city to city, and you don't get a hotel, and you go from the bus to the gig, from the gig to the bus, back to the next gig. You know, it takes a lot to keep the band on the road. So it's a little way for us to say thank you. And obviously we rely on their help when we do our events too. So it's a full circle approach.
Yeah. So what would be the best way people could support that? Is that the Rex Roadie Fund is a separate?
Yeah, if they were to write it, if they were to go to Sweet Relief, Rex Roadie Fund.
Okay.
You know, that.
And I'll post all these links as well.
Yeah, and then obviously they could always come directly to the Rex Foundation as well.
Okay.
We have a PayPal link on our website, and you know, we actually have an enormous number of fans who give us, you know, a monthly donation, modest, but at the end of the year it turns out to be something. And you know, I always like to say that I kind of look at the Grateful Dead in kind of a United Way sense, that if you were to give us, you know, $10 and we made 10 grants, you're supporting $1 for each of those grants, but in the aggregate, we end up giving them $5,000 or $10,000. So you see, you're touching all these different things that we're talking about. It's hard for people sometimes to say, well, what's a great music program that I could donate to, or who's doing really innovative work in Kenya, or who's creating a water system here. And we find these things and we can give them a little injection and keep them going. So we couldn't do it without the help of everybody in the community.
Right. Yeah. It's a really wonderful way to pay it forward, to put that energy out there, and yeah, and to give back. I'm assuming if someone wants more information, they go to the website rexfoundation.org. Not only how to donate, but also information about all the
we'll list our
people receiving grants.
Yep, all our new grantees are up there right now. Yeah, please crawl through the website. You know, there's over 1,300 grantees that we've given to since our inception. Most of them are still doing the good work. There's a lot of information on our website. So I encourage people to just cruise around and check it out.
And so this year for Rex, without having live events, but you did do the big days between thing, and you know, doing our best to increase awareness for people to donate without there necessarily being an event. Is it looking like are you doing a little less than average, or is it going to be a good year? Is it?
Actually, it's proving to be a very solid year. You know, it's you know, again, I have to commend the community at large and the fans in particular, that we have the support that we have. I mean,
yeah, absolutely. Well, we're certainly people, you know, I mean, Deadheads, you know, love the arts and love music and want to do good with our energy, wants to put our energy into a good place, you know. And,
exactly. Yeah, Rex is a great outlet.
You said to put our good where it will do the most, you know, the most help, you know.
Right. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
I think, you know, the community at large, having been on both sides of the barricade, as they say, is a very unique, robust, and kind environment. You know, we all know that, you know, I've always said that Grateful Dead at large is a microcosm of the world at large. So we have the good, bad, and the indifferent, but I believe firmly that the good is in the vast majority. You know, that we're a society like any other. We've got our issues, but we also have the ability to do a remarkable amount of good, and we have. So
yes.
I look forward to that tradition, you know, carrying forward for a long time to come.
Well, very good. Yeah, that you know, we ask ourselves, are you kind? And you know, it's how are you going to answer that question, and how are you going to put that into action? And
That's right.
yeah,
That's right.
I'm inspired by things like the Rex Foundation because again, coming into the Grateful Dead halfway into the trip while it's already in motion, like, wow, these are not just like a great rock band, but this community that's doing something and cares about the leaving the place nicer than we found it in general, you know.
Yeah, that's right. And, you know, the band has done a remarkable job of integrating their career path and their vision for themselves into this very unique foundation. I think we were probably the first nonprofit started by a rock and roll band, honestly. But you know, if you go back to the inception of the band and the time period of San Francisco, everybody was in it together. You know, there was no necessarily defined hierarchy. Nobody was trying to better somebody else. There was a communal spirit, and that was the beauty of the whole essence of what took place. And if your friend called you and said, hey, you know, we're trying to start up this soup kitchen or a free medical clinic in the Haight-Ashbury Free Medical Clinic, you know, things of that sort. That started with, you know, help from all the musicians, not just the Grateful Dead. Many people contributed to that. And the fact that that's an enduring tenet of their outlook on life should be a lesson to all of us, that you can incorporate giving of yourself. And if you have the ability financially, your life is going to be enhanced by that, and the community will be as well. And it doesn't necessarily have to be monetarily. As you point out, you come and volunteer at our events. We depend on our volunteers to make the event great. That's part of it. If you can't give money, give of yourself, you know, put your time in. There's plenty of opportunities to do that. And I will hasten to add that you will feel better as a person knowing that you've done your part, however large or small it may be. You know, it's just, it's a mindset.
Yeah. You know, I think back to just even experiences, you know, people had back in the day when we were going to shows, and sometimes you know, you would just help someone out on the way to the show or something. Somebody had a flat tire or someone needed an extra $10 to pay for their ticket or whatever
Right.
it is. And I'd find myself just doing something spontaneously like that, not for any motivation. And then later on in the night when I'm at the show and I say, you know, I'm just like, I feel extra good, you know, and it's like, it's
Exactly.
like better than drugs. It's like, oh, that high, oh, I just, you know, it's the good karma thing, and it's not why you do it, but yeah, that's the benefit there.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If the motivation is pure, the result will be enhanced, you know.
Yeah. Well, very good. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with
No,
us.
I
Is there
appreciate
anything
the
else you'd
time.
like to share, or anything else going on
I'll
with
just
Rex
say,
right now?
you know, I encourage people just to stay in touch, get on our Instagram feed, sign up for our email list. It's easy to do on the website. Check in with us periodically, and you know, we'll be up to more good coming soon. So stay tuned for what we're going to be doing in December. And thanks again for all the support, and we'll keep it real.
All right. Very good. All right. Well, thank you so much.
Okay,
great,
take care.
Great to chat with you.
Likewise.
All right.
See you around
All right.
town one of these days.
All right. Great. All right.
Hey now, so thank you guys. So yeah, last night Rex Foundation show was fantastic. Virtual online show, Bob Weir and Wolf Brothers. An amazing set from Dan Leibowitz and the Arrows of Neon. And also great performances from everyone else. It really was a special event. I hesitate to say, as someone who's been to probably the last 8 or 9 Rex Foundation benefits, I don't want to say better than the others. This is one of the best that I've ever seen. And so you can watch it again today. They're doing a rebroadcast on the Rex site, rexbenefit.org. and they're doing one today and they're doing one tomorrow as well, so different times, so perhaps one of those timings will work for you, and maybe they'll even do beyond that. But go ahead and purchase your ticket. Small donation for a really good cause. And anyways, hi, I'm back. My name is Happycat, and I'm here. We're just gonna make this a little bit more interesting than just staring at my face. What else can we do? We had, there we go. I'm now in the Matrix. Ha! There, that's much better. No, maybe not. Maybe we'll just get rid of all the filters. All right, but anyways, I'm just playing with my special effects here, folks. Thank you for tuning in to my little conversation there with Cameron. Again, my apologies, Cameron, for delaying how long it took for me to publish that, but I still hope it benefits Rex, and it was some really great information and a really lovely conversation. And reminding everybody to watch the Rex Foundation benefit, rexbenefit.org, today or tomorrow, and just in general, support the Rex Foundation when you can. It's a great organization and a great bunch of people and a great history of doing good. I'm honored to do my small part for them each year, and since I could not volunteer at the benefit this year, I'm happy to still put out the good word and get people to support the Rex Foundation. We're Deadheadland.com and Deadheadland.tv, Deadheadland on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, DeadheadlandFilms on YouTube. My name's Happycat more often than not. And anyways, we're doing a big Hanukkah special tonight at 2 p.m. We're going to have some amazing stars. We've got Lebo, who I was saying played at the Rex show last night. He's going to be playing on Deadheadland today as part of our Hanukkah show. We've got Scott Law. We have Jeanette Ferber. We have Jordan Feinstein. We've got some special surprise guests, I'm hoping. People that you want to see. We're going to be lighting candles and making latkes and singing songs and laughing and making jokes. This is a combo event that'll be on Zoom and on Facebook. On Facebook, you can watch it and comment and stuff, but Zoom, you can come and participate and be part of the show and light a candle with us or just hang out with us if you don't have candles to light. It's the fourth night of Hanukkah. This is inclusive. You certainly don't need to be a Hanukkah person. You certainly don't need to be a Deadhead person. You just need to be a person or a cat or a dog or somebody with internet access. I'm not even going to judge your species there. If you can get on the internet, you can join our party. Anyways, that's tonight, or this afternoon, 3 p.m. Pacific time, and I'm going to post the link for the Zoom. If you want to join the Zoom, you'll have to register with an email address, but we'd be happy to have you as part of our Zoom event as well. And what else can I tell you? All sorts of great stuff. Oh, we've got a great show coming with Tyler Grant and Mark Levy coming from Denver today at 1 p.m. Pacific time. So that's just in a little bit. So there's music all the time here on Deadheadland TV. And then tomorrow, our regular stuff, Mondays at 9 a.m., Instrumental Breakthroughs. Mondays at 3 p.m., the David Gans Monday Show. 420, we've got the 420... Solo Chill with Scott Law. Scott Law every Monday at 4:20. Always a fantastic show from Scott Law. Thank you so much for that. And more. The Grateful News Hour is coming up. We've got some more shows coming from Stu Allen. Pretty sure. When would he be playing? Probably Wednesday and Thursday. That's usually his schedule. So coming up. We've got Hanukkah. We're doing Hanukkah every night. We're going to do Hanukkah on Monday a little bit before Scott Law's show. Tuesday, we've got a great set Tuesday, always from Scott Guberman, and we're going to do the, losing count, the 6th night of Hanukkah at the end of Scott's set. And then we've got Alex Koford doing his solo stream at 4:20 Tuesday after that. And then Wednesday, we've got more Hanukkah at 4. Jeanette Ferber is going to join me to light candles on the 7th night. And then Jason Crosby every Wednesday at 4:20 here on Deadheadland TV. You're starting to notice a pattern here. Certain people have regular shows. It's a TV thing with music. Music television. What an idea. I want my DHLTV. Tell your local provider. I want my DHLTV. Thursday. You're not going to want to miss this Thursday. I've got a great couple of shows for you Thursday. Maybe 3. Stu. But the two I've got at 3:20 Pacific time, 4:20 Mountain time, I've got Ross James going to do his solo stream live from his studio. And at the end of Ross's set, somehow through the magic of the internet or something, I'm going to join him. I don't know how, because I'm here and he's there. But we'll figure that one out. And we're going to light the final night of Hanukkah, 8 candles for Hanukkah. And then we have a very special video that we're going to premiere for you. Something that you're going to want to see. Whoever you are out there, if you're still watching, probably not, but you're going to want to see this video. So there I am. I just gave you the whole schedule up through Thursday. Oh, no, I didn't, because after Ross, at 3:20, we got the 4:20 Pacific time. I always talk Pacific time just to not confuse people with all the numbers. If I just go, it's at 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, you know where you are. You know where I are. I'm in the Pacific. I'm on the West Coast. So I always say Pacific time. So 4:20 Pacific time, adjust to your specific time. I've got the Casual Coalition duo, Brian Rashap and C-Mac will be playing songs live from their newly released album, which is really a great album. I still haven't gotten my vinyl copy, Craig, but The Rendering of a Ghost is the name of the album. Rendering of a Ghost. Very interesting. Anyways, that's Thursday. And hopefully, after that Thursday, hopefully a set of music from Stu Allen. I'm pretty sure that's been his pattern and his schedule, and we just always need to confirm. But, yeah. I hope that's going to happen. Anyways, and then it just keeps going. Friday, I was going to finish, but Friday, we've got great stuff. We got Anthony Aria at 4:20 on Friday. We've got the Grateful News Hour at 6. We've got Nate LaPointe at 7. And we've got Joel Martin, who's fucking really weird in a really fun way. We've got Joel Martin at 9, but he usually starts about 8:45 and he overlaps with Nate's set and they kind of play together in a really cool way. So you'll want to watch all of that on Friday night. And one more thing, Saturday, we've got, did you guys see the Christmas show that we had on Deadheadland last night coming from Denver with 3 Days in the Saddle? Boy, my body hurt. That was a great show. I couldn't make it to the end. Those guys just kept playing and playing. It was like a 5-hour show last night. It was fantastic. They're going to play again. They're going to play probably a shorter show from 6 to 9 this next week. I think it's 3 Days in the Saddle. It's the same people putting the show on with Deadheadland, and I think that's the band playing. But if it's not, it's going to be just as good. So 6 to 9, we got a party coming from Denver. California time, so that would be 7 to 10 Denver time. A lot of our music comes from Colorado. Then after that, here from California, finally, for a long time, because he's so Feinstein, the Jordan Feinstein Dance Party Experience, and we're going to try to include y'all in a Zoom dance party, because no one's ever done that before, have they? Well, not from San Francisco, have they? Maybe they have, I don't know. But we're going to do that. So Jordan is going to play for us. We're going to have a great dance party Saturday night. And I'll stop reading my schedule because there's more. There's the holidays coming up. There's more holidays. There's more holiday parties. There's more concerts. There's more streams. New Year's is just around the bend. I know we're all staying at home right now for a little bit longer. I hope we're all getting healthier and being healthier in our ways, and that we beat this pandemic down and that we get better and healthier as a species, and that we're back out to live music in person. But meanwhile, the music never stops here on Deadheadland and Deadheadland TV and Deadheadland.com and all the Deadheadland channels out there. So stay tuned. And I'm Happycat, and God, the caffeine kicked in, didn't it? Seriously, kids, that's all I'm doing is caffeine. Well, and cannabis. But, clearly not making me sleepy. All right. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. And thanks for tuning in. Come back at 3 p.m. today for Hanukkah, and I'll see you then. And, yeah, cool.